Welcome back. Today is National Coming Out Day. Every October 11th, the day is celebrated in support of the LGBTQ+ community.
And our next guest wants to help youth feel more comfortable being their true selves. That's why he details his journey in his book, Breaking Free, the Saga of Self-Discovery by a Gay Secret Service Agent. Cory Allen, welcome to Great Day, Washington. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me on. It's always great to come back to D.C. Was here for 5 years before I moved to California, so I love being back.
Yes.
You had quite the journey here, right? Secret Service to the Obamas?
That is correct. It's been a wild ride
so far. I'm sure. Wow. And then so your book. What was the main reason you wanted to write this book?
I originally wrote it for myself once I left the Secret Service and moved to California in 2019 to document 10 to 15 years of my life that just flew by in an instant, and it was an insane ride as a way just to catalog and process everything I've been through, divorce to losing my grandfather to discrimination. And then the pandemic happened, and I figured why not try and do something with this. And maybe it'll help somebody else because I didn't have role models in my career field so figured maybe I can help in that avenue.
What was it like? So when you were serving with the Obamas, protecting them, had you come out yet? Did people know?
Around 2017 or 18, I was surrounded by amazing colleagues and other Secret Service agents who made me feel comfortable and welcomed and warm. So around that time, I did start to come into my own.
Okay.
The last 5 years of my career, really, it's been now 20.
So those you were working with knew that you were gay at that point?
Correct. The last couple of years with the Secret Service, that is correct.
And you said they were really supportive, but what was that journey like once you kind of really came into your own and who you were?
Just feeling authentic and putting the vulnerable stuff out there that reduces the fear of discrimination. If people know who you are and you're speaking your truths, and just leading by example is what that's kind of turning into now.
Right.
As I now lead special agents on the West Coast, as well as members of the LGBTQ community. So it's great to be able to come full circle, really, to be able to do that.
Yeah. For anyone else who had gone through struggles like you did, you mentioned discrimination. I think there was domestic abuse and some other things, and not to mention a very stressful job. What advice do you give other people as you're out there mentoring people?
Find your support network, first and foremost. If it's not in the home, in the Trevor Project, they do amazing work. So if LGBT youth are needing resources, reach out to them. And they found that 62% of LGBTQ youth don't feel that their home is affirming for them. And that is a really high number, especially with the suicide rates in the LGBTQ community as well. So reach out for support. HRC, GLAAD, there's a ton of resources out there. And I hope to be part of something within federal law enforcement to build a network or an organization to help people like me that would have been really helpful 15 years ago.
Right, and what is it like now still where you're training agents in law enforcement, and I know that's not always the most welcoming, right, when it comes to somebody who's gay in that field?
It can be terrifying at times.
Yeah.
In a leadership institute in Georgia a few months ago, I had to address my own fear, and nobody knew that I had authored this memoir, and it was gaining media attention. And so I just got up in front of a class full of peers, and it was terrifying. But at the end, the support that I received was admittedly unexpected, and that it also just helped me affirm to myself, okay, I need to continue to lean into this.
We're making progress,
Correct.
Is what you're saying.
Yes,
okay,
definitely.
And
compared to 20 years ago, absolutely.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope so for sure.
Cory, as we wrap up here, of course your book will touch so many people, especially those who are going through something similar, but what do you hope that people walk away with after reading your book?
Hopefully stepping into their own selves and knowing that they're loved and they are appreciated and they're perfect the way they are, even when our community is under attack by so many. ACLU is tracking about 500 bills across the U.S. that are anti-LGBTQ. And so, especially the LGBTQ youth, they need to know that they're loved, they're perfect the way they are, and they're accepted, and hang in there, and it does get better.
It does get better. And for people like you that are out there speaking your truth, I mean, just to know that they have a community, right? You're not alone. You're not alone.
Absolutely.
Thank you, and thank you for sharing your story with us. So great to meet you.
Happy National Coming Out Day.
Yes,
Happy
absolutely.
National Coming Out Day.
All right, you can buy Breaking Free on CoryAllenBooks.com, or you just go to Amazon and you'll find it there.